Hi, today I'll be visiting with Vic. Vic was able to get some land. He's a single man, but he was able to buy land with the help of a lawyer and build a house. So I'll let him talk to you.
Okay, I'm here with Vic. Vic is a long-time resident of Thailand, a short time in Chiang Rai, 7 years. First exposure to Thailand was on R&R from Vietnam, and then he came out here later on. So I'll let Vic tell us what that's all about. Vic, over to you.
Okay, I'm an American, come from the Midwest in America, and you say, you know, what am I doing here in Chiang Rai? This is halfway around the world.
Yeah.
But I get lost or something? And
Me too.
For me, Chiang Rai is my final destination. This is my favorite place in the world to be. Otherwise, I would be somewhere else. I built this house here, and I'm retired. And my circuitous route was that I was sent to the Vietnam War first, got a short vacation, found out that I might have to wait for 2 or 3 days to lose each day of my vacation time. And so I told them, put me on the next plane out of here. I don't care where it's going. And they said, well, we've got a plane going to Bangkok in about half an hour. And I said, put me on it. And they did. And that got me out of Vietnam and out of the army and the war and everything. And I didn't expect a whole lot more than that. Just a hotel room and civilian clothes. Well, when I got to Thailand, I fell in love with it. I went to the Temple of the Emerald Buddha and the Grand Palace and all of these different places. And I said, I'm going to come back here again someday for sure. And I did. Over the years, you know, I would, after so many years, I would come back here on vacation for a week or 2 weeks. I even had next door neighbors who were a Thai family. The father was an admiral in the Thai Navy, Songkla, and he sent his children to the United States to go to school, along with the older children to watch them. And I became friends with the family, and I'm still friends with the family, and I would come back and stay with them for a vacation. And here, about 17 years ago or so, things changed for me. The business I was doing and everything, and I said, I didn't see a lot of opportunities, and I thought, you know what, I've always wanted to go to Thailand, not just for a week, but to go there and stay there and work there. And so that's what I did. I got a job teaching in the southern part of Thailand, in a small town, and went there and did my contract there. Again, enjoyed living in Thailand, but I eventually migrated to Bangkok because the other job, the school closed and hard to find jobs. Most of the jobs are in Bangkok. It's a big city, there's a lot of people. And so I taught English there for quite a few years. And but then decided, you know, Bangkok is not really my favorite place. I would rather go to a smaller place, less traffic, etc. Of the different places that I had traveled around Thailand and seen, Chiang Rai was the one that I liked best. And I thought, well, if you're going to move, you might as well move. Don't just move out of town and down the block. And I had considered Chiang Mai because it's not as far. But I said, why chicken out? Some people said Chiang Mai is getting to be like Bangkok. It's too crowded, too many cars, etc. So I decided, why not just go all the way, go to Chiang Rai, go to the place that I want to be, and that's what I did.
Right.
Somebody in a little company in Bangkok had a truck, a small truck, and loaded my stuff up and came up here. And so I've been here for about 7 years and decided to build my own house. I had been renting, which is fine, but I have in my blood, when I was in the United States, I was doing house expansions, adding on
Extensions.
things, and I have it in my blood to create my own thing, not somebody else's. And by building this house, I was able to design it exactly the way I want it, which is something that might not appeal to a lot of people. They might be better off to buy a house that's already existing. It's somebody else has made all the decisions. But I'm very pleased with what I've got. It's a little bit of a difficult task, building a house, having a house built for you. I couldn't do it myself. In the United States, houses are built out of wood. And here they're made of concrete. And I don't know how to do it.
Right.
And I'm too old anyway to do all that stuff. So I had to buy the land. Did that through a lawyer. The lawyer explained to me how the whole process of how I can use the land. He actually owns it, I guess, but I have the use of the land and can even pass it on as an inheritance.
And do you pay rent? Do you have to pay him any rent or anything?
I don't pay a penny.
Right.
I don't pay a penny. I pay for my utility. I pay for my electricity.
Mm-hmm.
I have my own well. I don't pay for water.
Yeah.
I pay for my electricity. That's all.
Yeah.
There's no property tax. So having put money into the house and paid for it all, there's no other expenses.
But you said there's no property tax, but Thailand has property taxes. Why don't you have property tax?
They do have property tax.
Yeah.
Well,
My wife pays property tax.
well, if that's the case,
Is it because the land has no Cheneau?
if that's the case, then I suppose I'll be notified of it someday.
Yeah.
But I think it's probably what my mind was. It's a lot less, it's a lot smaller
Yeah, I don't know.
percentage than in the United States.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I don't
Yeah,
know.
so
Yeah.
it's not a huge.
No, it wouldn't be anything like the States.
So I love living in Chiang Rai. There's you travel around. You can stumble upon things that you didn't even know about that are fascinating. For example, I was looking for the new construction along the Chiang Rai beach, which it's a nice.
It's not a beach, by the way.
Hmm?
I'm just telling these good people, it's not a beach.
Oh yeah.
It's just called the beach.
And what it actually amounts to now is steps going down from a higher level, steps going down to where the water is.
Oh, right.
You've seen that?
No, as a matter of fact, I was going to go by there in a couple of days
Yeah.
and maybe do some videoing down there.
Yeah, it's kind of an impressive project. And so they've got lots and lots of, it's almost like bleachers. In fact, I think the project was done partially for upcoming lorry cretongs, where people go down and put their krathong in the water, and then they can sit on those steps and watch. I'm sure that will happen.
Oh, I'm sure it will. Whether that's the purpose or not is another question.
But it's also a good way to get down to the water.
Yeah.
But I've discovered that on the other side of the river there, I was just lost and wandering around and ran into these ancient caves, these mystical looking caves, and they have old Buddha figures up in them.
Inside the cave.
I didn't at the time. I didn't go in there. I'm going to go back and do that again. But these are the kinds of things that you can just stumble across. You know, if you're out just going around, you know, sightseeing, you can stumble upon some fascinating things.
What about Chiang Rai itself? Does the city do you get everything you need?
You know, when I first came to Chiang Rai, I was a little bit concerned because there were some things that I felt deprived of, and eventually I either found out where to find them or figured out that I never really needed that in the first place, you know. I can find everything I need in Chiang Rai, and if there's something I need that I can't, there are ways that you can order things and have them shipped to you, and that sort of thing.
As long as you don't order it from the States.
Yeah.
I was going to order something from the States the other day. I think it cost $40. The postage was $45.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's crazy.
Terrible. Yeah.
Crazy.
And so, no, you can find everything that you need here in Chiang Rai, and it's a good place for people who like a simple, unencumbered life. If you need to be going to Central World and all of that stuff, you need to stay in Bangkok, where all the deluxe.
But we have Central Plaza.
We have Central Plaza. You can find you can go
just
to
about anything
Robinsons. You can spend a fair amount of money in Chiang Rai if you want to. I swear there have been times I've seen Lamborghinis driving around up here. You know, it's not a you know, lost continent carved out of a jungle somewhere. It's got a lot.
You know, I read, and just again yesterday I was reading some comments about looking up stuff about Chiang Rai, and the comments I saw were absolutely ridiculous. Oh, it's boring. There's nothing to do. You know.
Well, I think it depends on the. And of course, we have to acknowledge that there's all different kinds of people. I'm sure there are some Thais that grow up here and flee to Bangkok at their first opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, more pay,
and
better jobs.
But there are also a lot of people that escape from Bangkok and come to Chiang Rai.
Chiang Rai. I think most of them do it later in their life, though, don't they?
I think so.
I think it's the young people go to Bangkok because there's no jobs in Chiang Rai for young people, really.
You're right. And
there's nothing here for them.
I would say, however, of course, I do also see young backpackers and you know, young people come to Chiang Rai as another, you know, enchanting place to experience. And but you also see older people, especially those who, like me, who come here to retire here. You know, not to just travel around, but to say, I'm going to sit here for a long time. Just stay here.
Well, we need to bring this to a close. So is there anything you'd like to say specifically?
Well,
anything at all?
I think the thing that I can say that gives the most emphasis is this is where I have chosen to make my final destination. I'm going to stay here. I've built my house that I plan to stay in, and so that makes a pretty strong statement about what I think of Chiang Rai. And I think there are a lot of other people who would share my opinion. And
Oh, you're not alone.
it's a good place to come and just visit for a weekend, or it's a good place to come here and retire and stay.
I agree. I've been here 11 years, and I will never leave. I tried Chiang Mai 3 weeks. I couldn't breathe. Doctor said, get out of there. But I'll never leave. I think Chiang Rai is a wonderful place. And one good thing about it is when the kids come and grow up and get out of school, there's no work, so they have to leave and go somewhere else. Okay, Vic, thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
No problem. Thanks for coming up here.
You're welcome.